Sometimes a band hits the big time with the first album release, but more often than not, it's the second album that skyrockets a band that is destined for the stratosphere. This is definitely the case for Tears for Fears. Their second LP, Songs from the Big Chair, was released by Phonogram Records in 1985. It only charted at number 2 in England, but stayed at number 1 in the US for 5 straight weeks and went multi-platinum. Since I am in Canada as we speak, it is also interesting to note that the songs Shout and Everybody Wants to Rule the World also topped out at number 1 in Canada. Songs from the Big Chair is the group's biggest selling album to date. The interesting thing about this album and its success is that all of the hit singles were well over the standard 2.5 to 3 minute time frame, with some tracks extending over 6.5 minutes long. Shout, Head Over Heels, and Everybody Wants to Rule the World are the 3 most popular and memorable songs from this album. I can still remember where I was and what I was doing as a young kid in the mid-'80s when I first heard these songs. I still enjoy listening to them today and even get a little nostalgic when I hear them. The album was inspired by the 1976 made-for-television film titled Sybil. Sybil suffered from a multiple personality disorder and felt most comfortable in the doctor's big chair. The band consisted of Roland Orzabal on keyboards, guitar, vocals, and bass synth, Kurt Smith on bass guitar and vocals, Ian Stanley, keyboards, synths, Lynn drum programming, and Manny Elias on drums. The album was produced by Chris Hughes and is included in the book 1001 Albums You Must Hear Before You Die. The group's sound captured the essence of the early 80s music, and it was heavily synth-based with a strong beat, utilizing drum machines and live drums. The tunes were fun and catchy. The intro to Everybody Wants to Rule the World is very Beach Boy-esque to me, but then the song takes off into an instant classic that stands all on its own. The same can be said for Tears for Fears and their sophomore album, which helped define the 80s musically as a generation.